Erin Farrell Rosenberg. She has worked at both the International Criminal Court and International Criminal Tribunal on former Yugoslavia, ICTY, and she is visiting fellow with the University of Cincinnati College of Law, and she also served as legal advisor to the Sexual Violence Prevention Foundation, and she was the lead author of a report on Rohingya genocide for the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. Erin?
Thank you, Sarni, for that introduction and for organizing this timely and important event. I join those who have spoken before me in expressing my solidarity with the people of India, particularly the Indian Muslim community. I hope that this event will inspire all those listening, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, to redouble their efforts to protect and defend our shared common humanity and the fundamental human right of every person to live free of discrimination, persecution, and violence on the basis of religion. Many today have already spoken about the provisions of the Genocide Convention, the obligation to prevent that is binding on all states, and the clear warning signs that are present today in India. In my remarks, I would like to briefly focus on why the obligation to prevent is so important. This reflection comes from my own experience working in the field of reparations with victims and survivors of crimes against humanity and war crimes. Reparations, or more broadly, the obligation to repair, is understood to be a necessary component of justice. Full justice is not limited to criminal accountability for individuals or establishing responsibility of a state. It requires accountability for the crimes committed and the repair of the harms caused. When the harm caused is not repaired, we cannot say that justice has truly been done. So when we speak of preventing genocide, what is it exactly that we seek to prevent? Is it only the crime of genocide, the underlying acts themselves? I believe that the moral urgency of prevention stems not from the crime of genocide, but the harms caused by genocide. What are these harms? For the single crime of genocide, the one crime of genocide, there is not only one corresponding harm. Genocide causes devastating and unimaginable harms to individuals, at the family level, communities, societies, and to the international community at large. For each of these groups, the harms are equally diverse and numerous. They are physical, economic, psychological, and social. We know from numerous studies, including those done on second-generation survivors of the Holocaust and the Rwandan genocide, that these harms carry over, that they are intergenerational, continuing to traumatize and damage future generations. Every single group protected under the Genocide Convention represents a beautiful and important part of the mosaic of mankind. The loss of any group is a tremendous loss to all of humanity. Each of us here today, whether we know exactly how or not, is a potential victim if genocide is not prevented and does take place in India against its minority Muslim population. The goal of reparation, what it means to be considered to be fully fulfilled, is expressed as that the person is returned to the state that they were in before the violation occurred. So reparations means that the person is returned to where they were before. And here is where we must grapple with the immensity of the harms caused by genocide, because the truth is that many of the harms cannot be repaired. In their devastation and destruction, these harms are simply irreparable. So what do we mean when we speak of justice for genocide, when what has been broken cannot be fixed, when what has been lost cannot be returned. I have dedicated much of my professional career to the field of reparative justice, and I believe that it does have an important role when we speak of genocide. Put simply, if we understand that justice means that a person should be able to continue to live their life as if no violation or crime had occurred, and we accept the reality that the harms of genocide are too damaging and catastrophic to accomplish this goal, we must think and we must act differently. We must prioritize meaningful and concrete actions at all levels by individuals, civil society, and states to ensure that no one suffers these harms in the first place. If we cannot repair it, we must not allow it to be broken. I will end my remarks with a simple plea to all those listening, to the people of India and to the Modi government. It is to recognize the value that the Indian Muslim community brings to your communities, to your country, to the world at large, to all of us. Beyond preventing irreparable harm, I hope that we can also celebrate and appreciate how the Indian Muslim community, with its unique traditions and culture, contributes to the richness and wonder of the human experience. Thank you for permitting me to address you today and to be a part of this important event.